All right, let's hit it.
Oh my God, what is this?
A new era dawns to fill the void. An unfamiliar path with a pulse of its own.
3, 2, 1.
Final Encountercast. Interesting conflicts, not conflicts of interest.
Typical corporate bullshit.
With your hosts, Nate, Robbie, Chris, Nika, and Callie. FinalEncountercast.com.
Ready? Get set? Go!
What's up? Welcome to Final Encountercast. Appreciate having you along on this Sunday evening. Twitch.tv/FinalEncountercast, FinalEncountercast.com. God, I hope we still have an audience for this show after last week.
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
Talk about a fetus fire.
God.
Fetus fire?
I feel like I gotta apologize for the dip in quality.
Oh
my goodness.
God.
We appreciate you sticking it out with us here at Final Encountercast. I know it was a tough road to hoe while I was gone, but I'm glad.
Obviously,
I'm glad to be back in the saddle here at Final Encountercast. We're glad to be back.
Maybe you're off like finger blasting somebody.
After a week. I don't know. Could you even call that a show last week? I don't know what that was.
Lick my balls.
Yeah.
Do we need to mute you already?
God.
Like 3 drops in 5 seconds?
I know.
This?
I think he's doing well. I'm into this.
Yeah. Of course you will. You want us fucking Callie?
Yeah.
That's his name. Backing you up. Well, he has so many now.
Can't keep track anymore.
I don't know who or what he is today. He's not wearing his bracelet. Can't go by hair color anymore.
Welcome to the show. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to be talking all about Alamo City Comic Con, which has been our sponsor for about the last year. Well, that was last weekend. I was out there hanging out with some very cool people, and I'm going to get to humble brag today on the show about all of my fun experiences out at Alamo City.
Nothing humble about it.
And
butthurt, man.
and we'll address that the car wreck that happened last week.
Just call it like it is. It's a pile of fetus that are burning.
Okay.
Fetus fire.
Why are you burning fetuses?
Because it's worse than a dumpster fire.
Okay. That's oddly. It's oddly specific.
It's weird. That's
just
the first
saying.
thing you went to.
It has alliteration. People love alliteration.
Okay. All right. Anyway, thank you for joining us here at twitch.tv/FinalEncountercast. It is good to be back. I'll tell you what. I had mentioned this on Limit Break Radio, but I've got to say that it's been, I've been disconnected from just about everything for about 2 weeks. Like, I just kind of let FanFest be its thing, and then coming back the time in between FanFest and going to Alamo City, I only about half reconnected with my life, and
there's not much to connect with.
But this is kind of a long way to go. But my point is that it's not until doing these shows do I feel like, okay, now I'm fully reset, like I'm back, like I can rejoin my life now that these shows, we're not doing specials anymore. Like, we're back to normal production.
Was that this a soft confirm that we're his life?
No.
I think that's what you just said.
That's a little much. That's a little much.
Now that I'm connected to the shows, my life is back on track. Your words.
Yes, but this I'm saying that spending my time with this audience and doing this show.
We're his anti-drug.
That is definitely not true. That is objectively not true. But that, yeah, I don't feel right until I've done an episode of the show, and now I feel like I'll be able to reconnect on Monday a little bit easier. So thank you guys, I appreciate that.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
And of course, thank you for sending me out to Alamo City Comic Con. Of course, your support helped that to be possible. I got to talk to a lot of really fascinating people whose work we've we've admired openly on this show for a long time, but that I'm sure that you guys as at home as well, will admire. But we will be talking. We'll be sharing one of those conversations here today on the show with Sean Shimmel, the voice actor of Goku. He was nice enough to give me 10 minutes in between, running his booth at Alamo City Comic Con and running off to do another panel. But we're going to talk to him about the voice actor strike against the video game industry. And we'll get into Alamo City a little bit later. But first, let's check out what's going on in the news.
I'm here to do the news tonight.
And that's the way the news goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you important news.
Here's a story that's out of this world.
Alrighty, guys. So this past Friday marked the official end of production for the Wii U. With the Switch officially on the way, Nintendo has pulled the plug on production for its former console. Lifetime, the Wii U has moved in the area of 13.5 million consoles.
Yeah, good job, Wii U.
That's not very good.
That's the Wii.
You're
the original
not good.
Wii was
Not
over
good.
100 million consoles.
Not good.
Let's see you make that many consoles.
Didn't PS4 do that in like the first week or something?
Dude, you'd be asking me to cite numbers off the top of my head. I don't know.
Can you make a number off the top of your head?
We
They sold like 12.
Don't we have interns and stuff that can look up information,
figure that shit out.
stuff like this?
I think it was like 1 million.
Hang on. In the Vita's lifetime, let's figure out how many Vitas have sold, because I would
like
say
2,000
objectively that the Vita did not do well, and I just think that that's probably a fair comparison to put it up against. Pops,
we're on it.
Okay, all right. Len's working on it here in the background. All right.
But 13.5 million. That's not very good.
No, it's not great.
That's pretty bad.
Because of people like me who didn't even know that it was a new gen until halfway through its life cycle.
Well, the marketing on it was pretty bad.
12 million units for the PlayStation Vita?
12 million in its entirety. And the Wii U only sold 13.
That was as of August 3rd, 2015.
And guess what? I still want a Vita. I don't need a Wii U.
No. I think that there's still reason to buy a Vita. There's more reason to buy a Vita, certainly, than a Wii U.
Especially with the Switch on the way now.
Well, the Switch...
At this point, you would just wait for the Switch.
Well, Switch is just a Switch... it's just a souped-up Wii U, really.
Except you're not going to be able to play Wii U games on it, so if you want to play Wii U games, you got to get a Wii U.
I just feel like they're trying to do a bait and switch.
Yeah, we made that joke 2 weeks ago.
No, fuck you guys.
Oh my God.
That was terribly loud.
Wow.
Yeah.
Loudest crickets ever.
Yeah. Jesus.
You're very upset with the joke.
Those are aggressive crickets. Let me just say, that's aggressive.
Pretty sure they were chirping in German, too, so it was even worse.
Fuck those German crickets.
You ever heard the Dutch version of Barbie Girl? I mean, that's a very innocent sounding song, and when it's sung by like a Germanic language, it sounds like a German fucking hate anthem. It really does. Look it up.
Yeah, in the ongoing protest over the Dakota pipeline, rumors have begun to spread that law enforcement officials were using Facebook check-ins to target protesters. While they have, of course, claimed this to be completely untrue, a campaign has sprung up encouraging people from all over to check in at the Standing Rock Indian Reservation in order to disguise protesters that may actually be there.
Honestly, if that's what law enforcement was doing, why would they admit it? Why would they say, like, if they were called out on it, why would they go, yeah, you caught us. Yeah, yeah, we were doing that. Like, no, of course, like, first of all, of course they're fucking doing that. Second of all, of course they're gonna fucking lie about it.
They're not gonna be like, yeah, it was Dale's idea. Hey, what's up?
Thanks, I got a good idea.
What the fuck? Like, well,
Dale's now head of their cyber crime division.
Who honestly, who buys that? Who hears like, yeah, we're not doing that at all.
Trump supporters.
Yeah, okay, I believe, yeah.
Fair enough. Nevertheless, I like the idea of starting up a campaign. Just everyone check in here, and we'll hide the people who are actually there.
Or just don't check in on
how about
Facebook.
You just don't check in there, yeah.
Yeah, well, the compulsion to check in on Facebook is fucking weird. I mean, I don't know if
Have you ever checked in at anywhere?
I think the only time I did that was when we went out to Las Vegas and then when I went to San Antonio.
I feel like sometimes when you post an update, it just like checks you in there.
Yeah,
like I didn't want to do that.
If you have your location thing turned on, it will do that.
Yeah, I have it set to say where I'm at, but I don't check in places.
Yeah. It's I mean,
Facebook. How does it work?
Fucking just stop Facebooking so goddamn much.
So moving a little outside the realm of gaming news, radio personality Howard Stern has come out and publicly disavowed what Donald Trump has called locker room talk, raising the difference between vulgarity and advocating invading someone's personal space. He has also said that he knew what to expect and what he was getting into the numerous times he had Mr. Trump on his program. Now, I figured, Nate, this would be a little bit more up your alley. You want to tell us a little
in my wheelhouse.
A little bit about Howard Stern?
Well, like, here's the thing, though. Okay, I find that really interesting, first of all, because of the content of the Howard Stern program for years. Also, I mean, I sort of feel like this is indicative of the personality switch that Howard is seeming to try to pull after America's Got Talent. You know, he made this big jump over to America's Got Talent, and he's got this new producer that is not really doing any favors for him, and he's like softening his image, and he wants his legacy, I think, to be more of an interviewer than as a shock jock. And I think that it's indicative of the dude aging, first of all, which is, I don't know. It is what it is. Like a lot of those dudes that, seem to ride for causes or stand for something, like all of these dudes eventually end up caving to the PC nonsense. And I've watching Howard Stern get progressively more and more PC, and like even to go so far as to change the names of some of his guests, like I think it's like Retard John or something. They call they won't say the word retard on the air anymore. Apparently he's treating people that he used to work with like shit, and just not helping them at all. There's a really interesting interview with Artie Lang that Artie Lang did on Opie's show, Opie Radio, and it's a weird world. And this new image that Howard Stern is trying to cultivate as this great interviewer. I mean, there was that piece in the New York Times that really just seemed to kind of fluff his balls the entire time, and like they really tried to sell his new image as an interviewer.
This idea that he's trying to soften himself to create a better legacy, to me, takes away from all of it. I mean, I realize they can't all be George Carlins, right? To be able to sort of maintain that integrity and also be able to shock people, but like, did he even try?
See, like that, and that's sort of like what I think of is like, look at George Carlin is a great comparison. Yeah, because George Carlin did a lot of material that people find very difficult today. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is very difficult. A lot of it is very crass. A lot of it is really, like it's tough. Yeah. It's tough material. But that was his legacy. And no, he didn't let up at any point. Like he never ever let up. Especially when it came down to language. Like that was something that Howard Stern really, I thought, stood for a long time. He was this kind of free speech advocate, and he would push the envelope, not just because it was entertaining or not just because it was funny or he was trying to get an audience, but because he was trying to further a conversation about what constitutes decency in media, and I'm sure that there is no shortage of people who would say that he was in fact a really negative force in that regard.
So does that mean no more porn stars riding the Sibians?
Yeah, that's exactly what that means.
Well, guess who's not watching?
That has not been a part of his show for a long time. Huh. And it's starting to get scrubbed from his archive too, and that's pretty unfortunate, because I think that in the long term does more damage to your legacy, because you've just got this, when I listened to the Howard channel, the last time I rode in a car with Sirius, he was interviewing like fucking Hugh Grant. Now, don't get me wrong, he's a great interviewer. He's a fantastic interviewer. If that's his long-term legacy, he deserves that, because there's something special that Howard Stern does with celebrities, particularly because it's sort of like, you can tell it's as big of a deal for the celebrity to be interviewed by Howard Stern.
But is that anything different than what's already out there?
I don't know.
Is he that good of an interviewer?
Yes. Yeah, he's able to break through this wall that celebrities have of, like, you know, dude, I spent 3 days meeting celebrities, you know what I mean? And every time I was like, oh my God, this is kind of crazy.
So can it work then? Or is this change from this shock jock to what he's trying to be now, is it too much? Like, imagine
it's too much.
Imagine if we tried to go like more legit, if we tried to be like, you know, some of the friends that we have, like State of the Realm or something, right?
Yeah.
People would just look at it and be like, are you fucking kidding me, really now?
Yeah, no, and the thing is that Howard has kind of disappeared from, you know, since his jump onto satellite radio, he's disappeared enough from,
like, the headlines, right?
The headline, yeah. Except for his image that he recultivated on America's Got Talent. So yeah, no, if he wants to make this flip, I think it's possible.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying that what he's done, you know, since the 70s and in the 80s and in the 90s even, you know, even though it was crude and even though it pushed the envelope in a lot of ways that people aren't terribly comfortable with, that that he shouldn't shy away from that legacy, that was a good legacy. That's something that I think I would love to, you know, work towards. That I think in the long term that it does more damage to him, that he's trying to back off of it, sort of like a Bubba the Love Sponge, you know.
Well, what actually surprised me about this article, because I didn't know a lot of this stuff because I don't follow Howard Stern, you know, terribly much. The idea though that he's, you know, pushing off words like retard, you know, he's afraid to say that surprises me. But the idea that he's disavowing, you know, Trump, who is basically just straight up like president rapist, like that surprises you?
No. And I mean, I'm, you know, like, I agree. Like, the fact that I agree with him doesn't change my opinion that his career move is a mistake.
Weird.
Yeah. I mean, like, I definitely, like, I'm like all for, like, yeah, disavow Trump. He's a fucking monster. Like, of course. Like, that makes a whole lot of sense. But at the same time, you know, I have to wonder if he really means that,
or if he's saying it simply to help bolster his image.
Exactly. And that's sort of the thing that makes me go, you know, it gives me pause. That's all I'm saying, is that it gives me pause, and that the direction that he's taken his show and his career, I think, is a bit of a mistake.
It feels almost disingenuous, might be a strong word for it, but you take someone
I don't think you're far off the mark there.
Right. He made his living as a shock jock, effectively, and pushing that envelope, and it's weird to see him move away from, you know, not dancing with the moves that brought him and trying to go effectively the other direction on it now.
Yeah.
Like okay, now that this way of doing things has made you famous, you want to be remembered for doing it the other way.
Well, and you know, the other thing is that that's just one step removed from actively criticizing someone from making money in that way, when it's like, you know, like, if that's what he did, like, if he went that far to go, you know, to say that someone who, you know, another shock jock or someone who is pushing the envelope of comedy, you know, to criticize them for it, I think that would just be... It's so hypocritical. Yes, so hypocritical.
You know, I think it would be easier to swallow if there was more of like a clear, distinct line on why this change happened than just, I want to be remembered for something different, you know?
Right, yeah. It does sort of seem more like a calculated decision more than a genuine effort to try to to really soften his image or something like that, you know? Like, it does seem very disingenuous. So I think that's a good word for it, disingenuous.
All right, so getting back on the side of gaming, Final Fantasy 15 has gone gold and is on the way, though some people are already raising questions about its DLC. One of them concerned whether or not we'll be able to play as any of the female leads in the story, and while none of the current DLCs seem to center around them, Square-Enix has said that if there's a clear demand for it, they will certainly consider it.
If there's a clear demand for gender equality, we'll consider it.
You know, out of all the stuff that FF15's been going through, all the headlines, all the drama, blah, 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 the thing that disappoints me most is how misrepresented the lead characters are. Like, all dudes. You know, in the past, I think in a lot of games it's been split pretty equally, and I'd even argue that nowadays, just looking across the industry as a whole, I feel like there are a lot more female protagonists that are emerging. Maybe not necessarily that are hitting like AAA titles, but
Sure,
you know, I mean, obviously we have Laura. A lot of the new games that we saw at E3 that I was really excited about, that one hacking game or like steampunk, deserty sort of post-apocalyptic one, forget what it was called, and then the other one that was set in the future where like nature is like one with like
yeah.
You know the ones I'm talking about though, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's just a lot of female protagonists emerging, and then Square-Enix, who's always sort of been I felt at the forefront of showing this sort of equality, is just like, you know what, all dude cast, one chick now, she's into cars, total sex object, and maybe you guys can pay to play as a girl.
The whole pay to play as a girl is, I think, the fact that what sits really weird. It's
the idea that they consider that DLC.
See, here's the thing.
Like you centered the story around 4 guys going on a road trip. That's the story.
Stick
to it.
See, the thing that's what my point was going to be, is that, you know, the 4 main characters, the 4 playable characters being guys, felt like a very purposeful narrative decision,
which is fine
because it's the thing about. Okay, so like the thing about road trip movies is it's not a very well treaded or well explored trope trope, I guess is the best word. It's not really a genre. It used to sort of be a genre of film, but it's like fallen off way into obscurity.
It feels like a couple times a decade that trope gets picked up, and that's really about it.
And even then, not for very long.
Right.
You know, it's sort of like Westerns aren't really totally like if you think about how many spaghetti westerns there were in the 70s,
sure,
you know what I mean? Like it's just a genre that has fallen off the map. In the same, it's largely the same for for this trope.
Krisha is dying over here.
Why?
That's
Why
a
is
Western
Krisha
made
dying?
in Italy. It's a Western made in Italy.
Yes,
they were very common for about 20 years.
Really common. Yeah.
You don't know about this?
Italian.
Never heard of spaghetti westerns?
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly?
Seriously.
Yeah,
what the fuck is wrong with it?
Italian.
They're made in
Italy. They're made in Italy.
Yeah, Italy for whatever reason fell in love with
westerns.
Why aren't they called pizza?
Oh, shut up.
Westerns.
Okay.
Oh my god. I'm gonna seriously.
But no, I think what you guys are trying to touch on is the fact that, okay, they're making a purposeful decision to have an all guy cast. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Because that's like an essential. That's like sort of an essential part of a road movie is having that bonding experience. Like there was a road movie from the 90s was that stupid fucking Britney Spears movie. They did it but with a female cast, right? Like, and so this is like kind of meant to be a throwback to a trope that we know but we don't really know that we know.
I think a lot of people maybe don't realize that this is a specific choice in that sense, as opposed to just being like, oh, okay, here we go, the misogynistic patriarch is back.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then when
because that's what Tumblr's going to jump to.
Yes, but then you undermine yourself and you feed into that when you're like, all right, we'll put a girl in there.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing, is that it just does seem more like, let's try to avoid the protests, or like let's try to like not have this be an issue. You know what I mean? Like it again. It's very disingenuine. Like, it is extremely disingenuine.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there should be girls that are playable. Like, is that even a concession that needed to be? Like, if they justified it through the narrative enough, I don't think anyone would have a huge problem with it.
Well, a legitimate problem with it. Let's say that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, because we're talking about Twitter and Tumblr. Because, of course.
Well, Razer very much learned that lesson this week about walking back your statements. This week, they managed to make pretty much everyone mad with a pair of tweets they sent out. The first was intended to take a shot at the MacBook Pro's lack of ports, showing a picture of their SD port and telling Apple to S my D.
That's hilarious.
That is utterly hilarious.
That's so good.
Oh,
Whoever
my
made
God.
that tweet should be getting a raise.
Oh, dude.
Absolutely hilarious. However, not everyone thought so, of course. So they later took the tweet down and tweeted out an apology, which promptly annoyed everyone who wasn't mad about the first tweet.
Yeah.
And it's just another reason why no matter what, you just shouldn't go on Twitter. Just don't be there.
What was the apology tweet?
Something to the effect of, we understand if our joke came off wrong or something like that. We apologize.
Yeah,
real
they
simple.
actually said something. Yeah, it was something like, for those, or the joke didn't quite hit the mark.
Yeah,
or
didn't
something
hit the mark
like
that.
that. Yeah.
For, yeah.
If he doesn't like what people say on Twitter, he can get off.
You should like if you're gonna say a tweet like that, just stick to it. Just say,
seriously.
Oh, people were pissed.
It's
Whatever.
the worst. Like,
Don't
that is
walk it
so
back.
fucking frustrating. That is so it's like, like when we did the story about the Sonic Twitter account and the attack helicopter meme. Like, if they had walked that back, I would have been extremely disappointed. And like, the thing is that like, why is it that companies really feel the need to like go out of their way to cater to humorless cunts? I don't understand that. Like, the joke landed. You look at it and it lands.
The fact that people got so mad, I think, shows that it was super effective.
Right, exactly. It shows how good of a joke it was.
Not to mention, the people that are getting mad probably aren't your target audience, Razor.
Yeah, I don't know that's true. I don't know.
Maybe they are.
They had a pretty wide spectrum. But I'm just saying, like, why is it that, like, fucking humorless cunts just ruin everything?
The whole point is it would have just gone over so much better if they had just completely ignored that they ever tweeted it, not ever recognized it again. It would have just gone by the wayside.
Just leave it.
Leave it out there.
Leave it and let it go. People will forget about it when somebody else says something hilarious.
Exactly.
You know what? I think that's mostly it. I just think it's mostly people who are pissed that they didn't think of the joke first. Like, they're just jealous that fucking Razor landed one, and they're like, yeah, I'm offended, man.
I wish that we could get famous just by defending the people that other people hate.
I honestly think that, like, half of the offended bullshit out there is just people making up that they're offended because it's silly. It's so stupid at this point. The Tumblr outrage. Like, honestly, there's really dark, weird shit that's been brought to light in, like, the last year, 2 years. And it's like fucking... black kids are being shot in the street, and we're going, I want to be referred to as Shim. Like, fuck you. God damn. I'm not trying to minimize anything, but, like, let's prioritize some shit here. God damn.
I saw an infographic from Tumblr with all the different signs for the different genders and stuff.
You can fuck right off.
Look. After the first...
How long was it?
Up to like
17 pages?
Up to like 12 of them, I was okay, but then it got to where they had 3 different versions of the same thing. Like, it actually said blah, blah, blah version 1, blah, blah, blah version 2, blah, blah, blah version 3, and then all I started picturing in my head was the fucking missing number... Look, the unknown alphabet. That's what I thought of.
Look, I have all the sympathy in
No offense, Callie.
I have all the sympathy and empathy in the world for people who genuinely feel like they have been born into the wrong gender and that their life has been functionally assigned a lie. Okay, I understand that. I sympathize with that. But at some point, this just feels like straight white males having something to be offended about. Honest to God, this is like the same dudes who would try to sit around and claim that they were a part of the Black Panther Party because they went to a meeting and they could put their fucking fist in the air. It does look when shit gets tough, when shit hits the fan, when President Trump gets sworn into office, if you can put on a different set of clothes and do your hair normally, and you can pass for whatever is considered normal by the rest of society, guess what? You are co-opting somebody else's cause. It's not a bad thing to support that shit. But at some point, you gotta wonder, am I co-opting this? Am I trying to make something my own that is just not mine? Ask yourself that. Like, genuinely fucking ask yourself that the next time you want to go, well, I'm a feminist and I believe. You have a cock, bro. It's hard. You can call yourself a feminist, but it's hard to actually be a feminist when you can get into your circle of guy friends and have them go, well, she was a bitch. And you're like, yeah, she really was a bitch. Like, you're passing. Okay? Like, this is fucking insane. Fucking Tumblr makes people insane. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
All right.
So,
thank you,
on that
asshole.
On that lovely note, Square-Enix has announced the Final Fantasy Legend 2 is in development for iOS and Android. The game, which would be the follow-up to what we in North America know as Final Fantasy Dimensions, currently only has been announced for Japan. The date has yet to be set, however, so we may get a North American and European release. Did anyone play Final Fantasy Dimensions?
No.
I did. You? No. Anyone?
No.
Instead of talking about some shit that we've never played,
I'm glad that someone put that on the list.
Let's talk about some other shit that none of us have played. Did anyone pick up Final Fantasy World?
Shit, yeah!
No,
I want
you didn't.
to.
No,
Yeah.
don't
I
fucking
just don't
lie.
have the money.
Don't lie.
No, I do.
I fucking
no,
hate
Nate,
you.
I
Why?
want to play that so bad.
Why do you want to play it?
Worthless garbage. You want this too?
Thank you.
You know what? You said that you wanted to pick it up too for nostalgia's sake because it's so
Whoa!
self-aware.
Putting
And
words in my mouth.
No,
I never
you said
nostalgia.
Okay,
No.
self-awareness though.
Yes.
And because it pisses Nate off.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Pissing me off is a valid reason. I think that's why you still play Record Keeper. But
No, I like it.
I swear to God, there's no way you can like it that much.
You don't
There's
think
no-
that I play this when I'm at work, when I'm at home, when I'm in bed? You think I only play it here? Then how do I have every single character at level cap?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You think
have
I
a jumping potion.
You think that I have that? Look. I used up all my patience on getting him to put a dildo down Skuro's throat. Okay, I play Record Keeper because I like it,
Ugh, that's even worse.
and I'm gonna play
That's
World
sadder.
of Final Fantasy on stream when I get the money because I like it.
No!
and it's gonna be in VR.
No,
It's
why?
supposed to be pretty good.
This
And
is,
you know what?
fuck
It's
you.
gonna build up to
Fuck
playing
you.
Metal Gear Rising.
It's so the game looks so terrible.
Still playing it.
What about Survive?
Survive? No, that's what I mean. Yeah, Metal Gear Survive. That one.
I'll play it with you.
Okay, it's multiplayer.
God
We can stream
damn
it
it. No,
together.
the World
Four
of
players. The four of us.
We can be playing it on Final Encounter Cast and Limit Break Radio at the same time.
World of Final Fantasy literally looks like the worst weeaboo, like fanboy garbage piece of shit that I've ever seen.
I
It
am gonna
offended
send-
me on so many levels.
Oh, go to Tumblr and bitch.
Oh man, why would you want to buy it? Legitimately, I'm asking you to justify that purchase for me.
Because I've been told that it's Final Fantasy meets Pokemon, which means that it's going to set off the same little neurons and pleasure emulators in my head that Pokemon does,
Oh,
but
really?
with Final Fantasy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because Lords of Verminion was able to
No, that's
scratch
different.
that itch.
That's different.
Yeah,
No.
that's fucking.
No, it's not.
It's Pokemon.
It's not.
That's Pokemon.
It's an
in Final
RTS.
Fantasy.
I will piss all over you right now on camera.
That would be really weird. That's you just that.
Is that sarcasm?
That
No, I have to pee, so that's what I would use.
You just made it weird. That was an interesting conversation that you just made.
Oh, was that
really
a conversation we were having? I
Yes,
thought we were
it
just
was.
yelling at each other.
It was that. Now, okay, now it's weird.
Time to put your mouth where our balls are.
Wait, what?
Do we have more stories?
Yeah, let's talk about Niantic for a sec.
Thank God.
They apparently took notice of the success of their Halloween event because a new patch introduced daily bonuses into the game that will see players get bonus XP and Stardust for catching at least one Pokemon and hitting one Pokestop a day. Furthermore, players will get a larger bonus if they accomplish these tasks 7 days in a row.
Just so you know, the data was there for that before the Halloween event. So, yeah,
You know, I have actually
in
been
mind.
looking forward to that, daily login bonus on Pokemon Go for a while, hoping that it would get me back into it. And the fact that it was just XP and Stardust didn't really. I don't know.
No, I want XP and Stardust. That's great for me.
I don't know. I actually don't know, but just the amounts it was didn't
seems really
seem
small.
like enough to me.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not that significant. Although, so I don't think we had a chance to talk about it. But the Halloween event, did you guys end up playing a lot more because of it?
No,
I did,
dude.
yes. Oh, go ahead.
Being that I was like the major proponent for Pokemon Go, I'm pretty sure I was the first one to check out. Not because I don't enjoy it. I mean, I still want to play it.
It's because I beat you.
Okay,
It's because I beat you. It's because I got. It's because I got my decks first.
Yep, guys, right here. This
Okay,
is
hold
it.
it real quick.
I stopped playing because Nate beat me.
That's right.
Okay.
With
Yeah,
a stick.
it's canon.
Yeah, it's canon now. But I like to actually go out and walk around. Like, coming down here is cool, and going like downtown, up and down Main Street and catching stuff is really cool. But when you're just sitting around our house, like after a while, just evolving 30 Weedles at a time gets kind of old. So I feel like I don't have the time to invest in it that I want to. Plus, with Gen 2 taking so fucking long to come out, I'm like, I'll get back into it when Gen 2 comes out. But I think the biggest thing that got me out of it was playing real Pokemon. Like, I'm sitting here breeding my shinies and trying to get my living deck, and it's like, I can't be bothered to mess with that. I have Record Keeper to play. And also Nate beat me, and that makes me sad inside.
Yeah.
Mostly the fact that he beat you.
Yeah.
Robbie, do you feel like Nate's only like playing Pokemon to like get under our skin? Because now he's just playing all the time and talking all the time about his fake shinies that he gets on GTS and Wonder Trades.
I mean, I guess if he thinks it's getting under our skin, that's at least providing him a little bit of pleasure in his life. So let him have it.
All right.
Let him have it. You're doing a good job, Nate. Oh, I get so annoyed at you when you get a shiny.
Stop.
Go, buddy.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Because I can tell, because I can see the actual hatred behind your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Sure does.
Good buddy. I just want to rub your head.
This is the weirdest dick waving competition I've ever watched.
It's like it's so funny.
each other's dicks.
It really is. It's hilarious because he's trying so hard to project that it doesn't bother him, but it does. I see it.
Okay.
I see it.
Okay.
I see it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm agreeing with you.
I know.
Good.
Yeah.
Winky face.
All right, well, ahead of their upcoming UI overhaul for Steam, Valve has tightened restrictions on what may be displayed as screenshots of a game. As of now, developers will no longer be allowed to use concept art, pre-rendered cinematic stills, or images that contain awards, marketing copy, or written product descriptions in the screenshot section. It's basically just saying, because apparently people were doing that a lot with pre-rendered stills and trying to pass this off.
No bullshots.
So screenshots have to be screenshots.
Yeah, exactly.
Lol.
Really?
Well, that's not fair.
It's taken this long for someone to actually like clamp down on this.
Enforce
I mean,
it.
I'm glad that it's Valve, but it's like, can we normalize this among like E3 as well?
Could
like,
we just normalize anything in the video game industry?
fucking, like, can we just get an agreement to just like, can bullshot stop? Because
Yes,
I'm
please.
so sick of this shit, man. I mean, I get that you want to like present something really well, but it's like it's bordering on lying. And the fact that, like Sean Murray and Hello Games and all, fucking the No Man's Sky, like the fact that people were so hard on that, like they should really be as hard on every AAA developer for all of the bullshots that they produce.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's frustrating.
It is. And so anyone who was a fan of the Deadpool movie certainly knows who Tim Miller is. The director of one of the most successful R-rated flicks of all time shocked many when he announced he was no longer involved with Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
We know now that he has signed on to another project, serving as a producer on the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog film.
Which is the weirdest fucking...
What?
All right, hold on. A little bit of behind-the-scenes stuff. I know all about this. All right, so the reason that Miller split, and apparently it was amicable, he wanted to keep the same, like, crude, dark humor, but he wanted a bigger budget. He wanted to turn it into a big blockbuster spectacle like all the other superhero movies. Ryan Reynolds is like, no, let's do the same thing. And Ryan Reynolds ultimately has creative control. They also locked heads over, or horns over, who was going to play Cable. Miller wanted Kyle Chandler, or Chandler Kyle, whatever the fuck his name is, from Bloodlines, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know. So anyway, that's why he left. They said it was amicable. And I think overall it's probably better in the long run. And the guy they got to replace him, rumor says, is the guy who directed John Wick, which was actually a pretty decent film too.
Well,
stylistically, it's almost identical to Deadpool.
I think the more surprising thing is that he signed on to do
Sonic the
Hedgehog.
Okay, yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
Boom.
That's weird. And isn't that the one where they want to do it live action and CG?
Oh, because that worked so well for the game where they gave Sonic a human girlfriend.
Yeah, I think it's going to be real life, but with a CG Sonic. They're trying to bring back the Space Jam vibe.
Oh, good. That's what the world needed. More Space Jam.
I like Space Jam.
They're making a number 2.
I know.
Everybody, get ready to jam now.
I don't think that was that. What?
What was that?
What?
I tried. Look. Some people
It's like I'm
some
gonna
people
sing
can
a-
just bust out the full theme song like it's nothing. I am not one of those people. I'm sorry.
I don't think that was even a song from the movie. I think that's an actual song.
That's part of the lyrics.
No, it's not.
No.
Can you just not?
Wow.
All right. So while we do not know officially who is going to take over working on Deadpool 2, there are rumors. One person it doesn't seem likely to be is Quentin Tarantino, who has confirmed that he is planning on doing 2 more films before he retires. The director said in the past he planned to do 10 films and then retire, and that was 8 movies ago. Despite this, there is a petition online trying to get Tarantino to sign on for Deadpool 2.
Please no.
I don't want him to do Deadpool 2.
Get the John Wick guy.
Yeah, I'll take the John Wick guy.
I'm over the whole Tarantino thing. Like, honestly, I really am. I thought the last good movie that he made was Kill Bill. That was the last. Those were the last.
Was that
films
before or after Inglourious Bastards? I like that one too.
Yeah, I don't
Glorious Bastards was after Kill Bill.
I fell asleep in that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. I mean, it may have been because I was tired, but I generally don't fall asleep in movies. I fell asleep. There's 2 movies. It was that movie, and what was the other one?
Jurassic Park.
Lord of the Rings, 2 Towers.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah, the second one. Yeah, I can see that.
I think his movies are fine, but what I don't like
it was
is
like my 3rd time seeing it, too.
He hasn't evolved. I think that's the problem with Tarantino. Like, he made, like, his own thing. Like, you can tell a Tarantino movie when you see it.
Right.
But that's it.
Well, he probably just doesn't have a last form. That's probably his last form right now.
I don't know. I do feel like there are much more prolific filmmakers that I want to continue to see work from. And I just couldn't go back for Tarantino, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean, he had his run. It was okay. But I mean, like, nothing really, like, ever got back to the Reservoir Dogs and, Pulp Fiction sort of territory. I mean, I tend to like filmmakers earlier on in their career. I like, it's very true for Oliver Stone. I liked a lot of Oliver Stone's early films.
Did you see Hateful Eight?
I didn't.
Okay, because that actually feels more like his earlier stuff than anything else does. Because I'm with you on, like, Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained. Like, they were decent films.
The Western thing is also something that I have trouble with, because there's only ever been one Western film that I really, really liked, and that was El Topo.
Miley and... no. I was going to say Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Does it have spaghetti with it?
No.
Shut up.
God, I hate you. But yeah, no, El Topo was probably the only Western film that I've seen that I've really liked, and it's so strange that it's as much a drug trip as it is a Western film.
Man, I thought you'd have been all over Wild Wild West.
Giant spiders, man.
Yeah, man.
Opa.
What?
Opa? The stuff that's on fire, the flaming cheese?
But what does that have to do with the Wild Wild West?
Italian?
It's Greek,
That's
idiot.
Greek. Oh my God.
He's in the Mediterranean.
Is there a difference?
Can I take a moment now, because at some point last week I was sitting at my computer doing this show and thinking to myself, how does Nate do this?
Yeah, I know.
Week in and week out.
I know. I heard him.
Has Chris taken back his crown now? For worst pop culture person?
Did I ever lose it?
Who took it?
Did I not take it last show when I confused Mel Gibson for Morgan Freeman?
No.
Oh,
no.
fair enough. Okay.
No, no one has ever gotten on the level that.
Oh, fair enough.
That Krisha
cool
is on.
Yeah, right.
God. So, after
what the fuck?
After months
Lady
of
Krisha?
waiting and peeling through source code, deciphering pictures, and infiltrating private email addresses, Blizzard has finally unveiled their new Overwatch hero, Sombra. The stealth hacker is an offensive hero armed with a machine pistol, an EMP bomb, and a temporary camouflage, and will go live on the public test realm
and
this
teleporting.
coming week.
Yeah.
Yes, and thank God we never have to talk about her again.
It looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
What if this is all part of the ruse?
Oh, God.
Yeah. I don't think Sombra's real.
We're all just going to be curious when the next patch hits and she's not there.
Yeah.
I hope they do that just to watch the internet's brain collectively melt.
She is apparently super OP though.
What's the big? Okay.
Of course she is. She can go invisible.
The big deal is that they dragged this ARG campaign on for so long.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, one of the things that they uncovered was this big countdown, and then the countdown when it was finally revealed was like, haha, suckers, not yet. And they made them wait even longer and like just do more insane stuff. So it was just the longest, most pointless thing ever.
Okay.
Ran its course.
Sounds dumb.
It was something
that was dumb.
Yeah, it needed to end like months ago when it was kind of at its fever pitch, and now everyone's just like, we don't care anymore. Just give us the champion.
Okay.
So,
Hero, thank you very much.
Hero, I'm sorry.
Get your League of Legends shit out of here. Go back to your MOBA.
Fucking lol loser.
All right.
Lol.
So Diablo fans were treated to a pair of exciting announcements at BlizzCon this year. First, it was announced that the original Diablo was going to be recreated in the Diablo 3 engine. The event, titled The Darkening of Tristram, is a 16-floor dungeon containing the original 4 bosses of the first game. Players will be restricted to the same movement capabilities as they had in the original, and the event will be free to play for anyone with the game as early as next week. In addition, a trailer has released confirming that Necromancer will be coming to the game in 2017. The class will be based off the Diablo 2 version, bringing back most of the same abilities and playstyle of the original. Unlike The Darkening of Tristram, though, he will not be free.
Remember Diablo 1? I mean, it really is. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was hoping for more out of the BlizzCon keynote.
Fuck,
than,
man.
Like, I thought we were going to get a Diablo 4 announcement out of there, but...
Diablo 4?
Really? After how long people had to wait for Diablo 3? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Diablo 3 just came out.
No, it didn't.
It might as well have.
I mean, in Blizzard time? Yeah, it just came out. It just, it was like 6 years ago, but yeah, for Blizzard, it was yesterday.
Do you have anything in there about the news about WoW and what they plan on doing between expansion packs now?
No, tell us.
They are looking to elongate their story content so it doesn't feel like there's as much time between expansions. They're already talking about there being a patch in Legion that actually takes us to the world of Argus, where basically the Draenei originally came from and where like the headquarters of Legion is, which is a pretty big deal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they said soon, and then in quotation marks, not Blizzard soon. Soon.
That's funny.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, they're actually looking at exploring other planets and not just expanding Azeroth anymore.
Oh. Interesting.
Azeroth's pretty full as is, so.
I don't know. There's no, that's Pandaria. Well, we could up. No.
That's Northrend.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could go through different dimensions.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So the upcoming release of the Mini NES Classic, a small NES console with 30 pre-installed games, is being promoted as a cultural event by Nintendo. They've started the hashtag Nesterday to encourage people to share stories and photos, and are helping to coordinate multiple launch day parties in North America and Japan. In addition, for launch weekend, they will be bringing back the PowerLine, the phone number players could call in the 80s to get tips and tricks for making it through their games.
What?
The system will be completely automated for this event and will have stories from developers as well as hints for the pre-installed games.
I'm sorry. How do you automate that?
Well, you're not going to ask questions. It's just going to send you like a.
It'll have tips and tricks for the 30 games that are available.
Let me just say, this whole thing just kind of sucks a nesticle, doesn't it? Like.
That was a great emulator.
I'm just saying. I don't know that it's an emulator. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to go off their clever hashtag Nesterday there. But it just seems like look, if you want to play NES games, that Nintendo, you've got to tickle my nesticles if you want it. You got to make it a little bit more than 30. 30? Are you shitting me?
Okay, well,
30?
How many good games are there?
This is insulting.
No, they're on the NES. There are not that many.
Are you
great
fucking
games.
kidding? 30? That's all you can dredge up? 30?
Okay,
How much is it?
Okay, no.
It's got to be $30, right? Or more?
Write down like your top 10 favorite Nintendo games, and if they're not all on the let's say 7 or 8, and if they're not all on the 30 pre-installed games, then maybe you have a point.
Well, the real
I
question
actually kind of want to make this a game now.
Well, the question is, are there 31 games for the NES that you would sit down and play today? I'll bet you there's not.
Probably not. Probably not. But if that's the case, why is this worth the investment? Why have you know what I mean? Like, it just you're locked into the 30.
It seems like a terrible nest egg.
Shut up. Nate, you've been in the Nintendo bubble for a while. Like, we will all buy this happily, okay? Because we're in the bubble.
I'm not buying it.
You're not in the bubble.
Are you?
I'm the neighbor with a bubble.
Are you really gonna buy it?
No,
Krisha.
No,
you're in the bubble.
I have an emulator.
That's what I'm.
And that's the point.
I have a computer.
Why would? What do we need this for?
My God,
because people are dumb.
Do you know how to be subtle? I was being subtle, at least somewhat. I was making a joke and being subtle. You're just like emulator, man.
I'm gonna emulate everything.
Vomit, man, emulator. The fuck fuck is wrong with you? Just okay. Let's just throw it out there.
Why would you be subtle? This is the internet.
Because I don't know.
Subtlety goes over people's
Because it was actually funnier to be subtle about it. Instead, you just got to be a stupid moron.
I just got to come through that subtlety wall like the Kool-Aid man.
The emulator.
Oh yeah.
The emulator is called Nesticle, for fuck's sake. How many? I could come up with a bajillion goddamn jokes.
Come up with 3 more.
No, I don't want to now. He ruined it. He ruined it. I don't want to come up with any.
Yes, idiot!
It was fun before, and now he ruined it.
You're welcome.
Fuck you.
So during an earnings call, EA confirmed that Star Wars Battlefront 2 will be out for the holiday season in 2017. This following the release of Battlefront 1 last year, a game that many people felt like wasn't finished.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow, that was quick.
Does that game also include the $60 that I paid for Battlefront 1 bundled in it? Because that's what I really want to see bundled with fucking Battlefront 2.
Didn't we, at one point, it was confirmed that they were going to plan, or they had a story mode planned, but because they wanted to get it out in time for the movie, they just chopped it all off?
No,
I don't think so.
No, they didn't even have one planned.
They delayed one of the missions being launched to accommodate the movie.
Yeah, they just said no, it's not a thing that people pay for anymore.
Well, I wonder if this is one that's going to get a campaign mode.
I've heard that. I've heard that there's a small one attached to it. So. I think they're starting to backpedal on that decision. It didn't seem to pan out for them very well. Let's see if it also has a $90 price tag with all the DLC included. I think that they're probably going to have to do some price adjustment. I'd like to see that come out of the box $40. I mean, especially if it doesn't have any kind of campaign. That was the biggest problem, was its price point.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have sold the thing. It was just not at that price point.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, $40 for Battlefront 1. I'd have been on board.
Yeah.
Dude,
look at the wall.
Easily.
Look at Left 4 Dead. That's all that ever was just
totally
co-op multiplayer stuff.
And it was like $20.
And people ate that shit up.
At its most expensive, it was like $20, dude. And I like when it came out, I was like, yes, I'll pay $20 for this all fucking day. Mm-hmm. But if that had come out at $60, like Evolve tried to do, that's pretty much what Evolve was.
Yep.
Right.
Then no, of course not. Why would I buy that? It's a cool concept. I'd play it, but I'm not going to buy it for $60. Fuck that shit.
But it's Star Wars.
And now Evolve they're just like,
they're
fuck
gone.
it.
Devolved.
They're gone.
They're just like, fuck it. We can't make this work.
Yep. So for more information on the news and other stories, visit our blog at finalencountercast.com.
Alrighty. Thank you very much, Callie, for the news. Also for filling in last week.
You're welcome.
So I kind of want to talk about the episode last week because I listened to it on my way back.
Okay.
It was pretty good, huh? You're welcome.
Oh my God. I was hoping that I may have imparted some wisdom on how to program a show to you guys.
You have done well
in your time here. Apparently that's unfounded. Let me ask you a question. Did you bother to ask anyone, Callie, before bringing the topic up on the show live in the moment?
We actually had talked about that.
About how people felt about fucking the horror genre. Because I'm like, oh, this should be interesting. It's appropriate for Halloween.
Right.
I understand why you would have thought about it.
Yep.
But then you're like, let's go round robin style and talk and see what everyone's opinions about the horror genre are. And everyone's like, hate it. I don't fucking interact with it at all. Terrified of it. I'm just like, okay, this is the worst panel to have on this topic maybe ever.
Even I could have talked about the horror genre.
Maybe
I played a game.
Well, we did discuss it a bit
I played a
beforehand,
game.
actually. Yeah.
And what made you say, after having the discussion, what made you say, yeah, we should go ahead and have this conversation live in front of other people?
You might not want to tell your friends about that.
No.
Callie? He's waiting for an answer.
Yeah, I know. I thought being professionals that we are.
You thought? I don't pay you.
You know, clearly, looking back on it now,
suck at everything.
All that was wrong is we didn't have drops. We could have gotten through it with drops.
An inspiration for birth control.
I'm just
rapid fire over here.
I'll say.
I'm I'm sitting there as like I like horror films. I don't love them. I'm not like I don't consider myself a horror movie fan or a horror buff. I hate them. But and I know, Callie, you kind of are. But the minute you went, I just found this movie, Cabin in the Woods, the other day. I'm like, oh my God. What the fuck? How are you directing this conversation right now? Now I understand what people listening at home to LBR must be thinking.
Oh, thank you for that.
You're welcome. So what happened? What happened? How did you look at and I wish, oh God, I wish Nika was here. I wish Nika was here, because the fact that she won't even touch a horror game bothers me. Right? Bothers me. And the fact that that we were like, all right, what do we got to do to make you happy? And she's like, no, I'm just not doing. No, it freaks me out too much. That's the fucking point. Like, if you stream a horror game, it's not because you like horror games. Right. Like, if you like,
get that reaction on camera.
If you like horror games, and you're not affected by jump scares, you're literally the worst streamer to watch play horror games, because something will happen and you just go,
listen. If we were to put out a poll right now, what have you seen on our stream that you'd like to see again? I guarantee you, number one would be Kahlo play more horror games.
That's what I did yesterday on the stream.
Like, the fact that Nika was reacting the way she was, I was like, now I need to see this. Like, we need to do everything we can to make this happen.
We need to lock her in a room with limited food supply and be like, you get more rations at certain checkpoints of the game. Go.
That's actually an interesting premise for a horror movie. Huh.
Didn't they do that in Saw?
Kinda.
So, I mean, I was sitting there literally yelling at my radio, going like, why are we having this conversation?
Yeah. Buy it for me, Skuro, and I will.
Great outburst.
Yeah, nice, productive.
I was gonna type it. I'm like, fuck it.
Good. I'm glad you brought everything to a grinding halt for that.
You're welcome.
Buy it for me, Skuro.
But otherwise, you did a passable job at hosting the show.
Thank you.
It was all right.
It was.
You're some kind of moron. You know that.
You know what? D is for degree. That was how I got through college, and that's how I got through.
You know
episode.
what? Let me ask you this. Because Chris over here is throwing all kinds of hate at you with these drops.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Nika aside, because we know that she didn't.
Right. Sure.
How many people worked on the outline for Final Encounter Cast last week? Raise your hand. Oh, really? What did you contribute, Chris?
Yeah, what was on there?
Besides putting up the foundation for the outline.
No, I did that.
Krisha.
Oh, yeah, so what did you contribute then?
Yeah, what was it?
I opened it.
Oh. That doesn't count. You know?
No.
Oh, then nothing.
Okay. Great.
And you won't play horror film or horror games? Why? Like the fact,
I think he kind of talked about he would.
The fact that this dude doesn't watch anything but Disney movies, I find very weird. Like the fact that you don't understand horror tropes is beyond me.
Whoa.
What?
I also watch Marvel movies.
That's
Continue.
So yeah, I find that strange. It's weird. But anyway,
But like zombies and blood and guts are all icky.
Oh. Kidding me? It's awesome.
When Outlast 2 comes out, we're gonna play it together.
I don't know what that is.
Apparently you get your dick chopped off.
That was. Well, that's
why would I want that?
That already happened. That was the sequel to Outlast 1.
Apparently, it's very vivid and visceral.
It was pretty brutal. I don't know if they're doing it again in Outlast 2. Maybe.
Okay.
Well, it's his penis, and he can do whatever he wants with it.
But somebody else does it to you. Don't cut off your own penis.
I just it blew me away that you had never seen Cabin in the Woods.
You know, I missed that one when it came out. I was like big into horror on the time. I don't know how I missed that movie.
You guys and
it is maybe my favorite horror movie.
The movies that made you guys tap out on the genre, I got really mad at.
Really?
I got
what were
really upset.
What movie mine was?
Based on it was Hocus Pocus.
No, that was his favorite.
No, that's my favorite.
Oh yeah, okay. That's what
I was
it
gonna
was.
say,
I don't remember.
If Hocus Pocus caused you to tap out on horror movies, oh my god!
Is that also a Disney movie?
Yes!
It is. It is. Ju-on, really?
Yeah, that movie spooked the shit out of me, man.
How?
It was so uncomfortable. Now, like, The Grudge, I had no problem with. Like, The Grudge, like, whatever. But the original version of it, Ju-on, yeah, that spooked the shit out of me.
See, because I'm someone, I need to be pushed by a film to have some kind of reaction to.
Sure.
Any kind of reaction to. And I mean, like, some of you were saying, like, if it makes me cry, or if it makes, like, if it makes me emote on any level.
Right.
Then I think that it's done its job. Shock and awe and like having that queasy feeling in your stomach, that's all included too. And I mean, some of the most intense films, or the ones that I've had the most trouble watching, were not horror films. They were, like Lars von Trier's Antichrist, or oh God, what's another one that freaked me the fuck out that wasn't necessarily a horror movie?
Blair Witch Project.
No, Blair Witch Project freaked me out for an entirely different fucking reason. Because the kid who showed me that had bought it on VHS at the fucking flea market and ripped the fucking labels off and made us watch it while we were camping on like a portable 9-inch combo VCR player.
10 out of 10 for that kid.
Oh, dude, did he
bring it in like he just found it or something?
Yes, and they were like, yeah, he was like, my cousin has been missing for a while, and they just cleaned out his room in my aunt's house, and they found this tape. I don't know what it is, but I think we should watch it. And like,
you thought it was a good idea?
With that kind of setup, it was like, what the fuck? Like, it was unbelievable. And the thing is I feel like that scared me to such a degree because I thought it was real. Like, for like a while, I thought that shit was not like for like a couple of months before. It was right before the film blew up, right? Like, it was at a point where the film was still in certain indie theaters, but it hadn't like made its run through
right
through the major. So it was like even a first pass rough edit of the thing. It was like, it had to have been filmed by someone sitting in a theater too. So it had this like extra realistic quality to it.
So describe to us the moment when you realized, oh no, this is just a movie.
When I started hearing about the shit on the news.
So I was
like, it's that you grow up instantly. When you're like,
did you call up your cousin or
no? It wasn't my cousin. It was a random kid at camp that I didn't remember his fucking name. I didn't have his phone number. I couldn't be like, you fucking asshole. Like, we left camp and I didn't ever see this kid again.
Well, here you are now. What would you say to that kid if he was here now?
Fuck you, you asshole, you lying piece of shit. And the thing is, like, that's a real growing up moment when you believe that like creepy witchcraft shit is real. Like, fucking fucked up shit happens in the woods. Like, fucked up shit does happen in the woods, but for entirely different normal reasons.
But for deliverance reasons.
Right, yes, exactly. Not for Blair Witch reasons. But you walk around believing that the Blair Witch is real, and then the minute you see the shit on the news, you're like, wait a minute. What the it's like it's both a mind fuck on like such a fundamental level that like no movie can ever even break that wall for me ever. I'm always so conscious that I'm watching a movie.
Well, the importance of something being able to strike an emotion in you. We were talking about it in between shows.
Yeah.
Black Mirror on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's not scary by any means, but it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And even if that's the only emotion you're experiencing, you appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a lot of respect for the horror genre. And I like horror films quite a bit. So I was a little bit disappointed to miss out on that conversation. So I had to make fun of you guys for it because, of course, I can't express any genuine emotion on the show.
I knew my emo strategy would pay off.
So, this past weekend, I had to. I had the pleasure of going out to Alamo City Comic Con as an invited guest. It was a really cool experience. I got to tell you guys, I was treated very, very well by Alamo City while I was out there.
We'll have to have a talk with them.
And I really want to thank them. They've been very good sponsors of the show, and sending. They basically paid for a good portion of my travel expenses, and allowed me to get out there to the Southwest's largest comic convention, and I got to tell you, that was on a scale that I have not seen. Their guest list was amazing. The opportunities to meet and interact with those people.
This was also
plenty.
your first non-gaming / anime convention, right?
No, I had been to Motor City Comic Con before, and it was very similar to that. It was a convention that was more along the lines of one big central area with a bunch of vendors.
I have yet to be to a comic convention.
Yeah, it definitely felt a little bit different, but I liked it. There were still panels. They had panel rooms upstairs. There was a nice center space in the convention to kind of hang out with and hang out in and socialize with people in. There was a lot of people. A lot of people showed up, especially Saturday. There was just a shit ton of people. And so one of the things that I had the good fortune of doing is I had I got to be exposed to a lot of the guest stars that were there. There's a lot of voice actors that tend to come out to these things, and there were a lot of them there. Now, Nolan North had canceled. I was really looking forward to talking to Nolan North, especially about SAG-AFTRA. But there were a lot of other video game voice actors there, including James Arnold Taylor. There was also, Chris Sabat, who does Vegeta and other, various voice work. He had just finished working on a video game when I had talked to him. Ned Luke and Sean Solo Fontino, and I am blanking on the guy who played Trevor in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, I know the guy you're talking about. He's actually he's in Walking Dead, and he looks like Trevor.
He does.
Oh my god,
he does. Yeah, I'm blanking on his name right now. All three of those guys were there.
I'm sure someone will put his name up here in chat in a minute.
Yeah. They were, just all of the SpongeBob voice actors were there. Tom Kenny, Bill Fagerbacke, Roger Bumpass. They were all there, and very, very nice. But I had the opportunity...
Stephen Ogg,
thank you. I had the opportunity to have a little sit-down when I was out at Alamo City Comic Con with a guy who you guys should know very well, and his name is Sean Shimmel. He does a lot of voice work on various projects. He's on Pokemon, for example, but you probably know him best from his work from Dragon Ball Z. He's the voice actor for Goku.
I've never seen Dragon Ball Z.
Well, that's because you guys live.
We should have an episode talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Please don't even.
No, with you, me, and I don't know, Pops.
Yeah, that would.
What's Dragon Ball Z?
Yep, there we go. Perfect cast. 10 out of 10.
So, yeah, I had the good fortune of sitting down with Sean, who's done a lot of work both in anime dubs as well as video game voice acting. And he gave us some time and talked to us a bit about the SAG-AFTRA strike that's currently been initiated against the video game industry. This has been something that we've been covering for a long time. About 6 months ago, we talked to David Hayter about the proposition to strike, and now the strike has been authorized. The work stoppage is in effect. So we talked to Sean about the actual what kind of work a voice actor does and what kind of margins they end up working on, and how he feels about the SAG-AFTRA strike. Nate Bender here at the 2016 Alamo City Comic Con, and I'm hanging out with Sean Shimmel. You know him best as the voice of Goku from Dragon Ball Z, but he's hanging out here with me to talk about the SAG-AFTRA strike that's going on against the video game industry. Sean, tell me a little bit about your perspective about the strike.
Well, the strike is important for a number of reasons, and it's kind of boiled down to a culture clash. And there was a recent article in a newspaper I'm not going to mention where it was kind of a hit job on us, and basically implying that we make $800 a day. Why are we complaining? The thing is you have to understand that $800 a day within context of the entertainment industry as a whole, and within the context of what it's like to be a voice actor. Sure, you make $800 in a day, that's a great day. The problem is that every single video game is a job interview. Every single video game is an audition. So, for example, I worked as Strong on Fallout 4, killed my voice on that. I enjoy killing my voice for a part. I like bringing great voices to the stage, or the screen, or the video games, and the video games, that's funny. I enjoy doing that, but I also want to get compensated, properly for my voice work. And the fundamental model for Hollywood and in general, and for any type of television show, is that there's usually a residual on the back end. Just for the record, I've never made a single residual off Dragon Ball Z, and only in recent years has Funimation really treated me very well financially in that regard. And I think that the dub contract needs to be revisited as well, because that's an old SAG contract that is, you have shows blowing up. I'm going to get back to this other in a second, but you have shows blowing up that are Japanese dubs or other types of dubs that are making millions and millions and millions of dollars. And back when they wrote that contract, that wasn't the case. So it's been 20 or 30 years, or a long time since that contract's been updated. And so if you're on like Pokemon, which I'm on, or Dragon Ball, and it's on TV, we should be getting a residual. But back to the SAG-AFTRA strike, the problem with that article was it didn't put a lot of data in perspective. And what that data is, for example, using the Fallout game, I did, I think, 6 or 7 sessions, did thousands of lines, 100 lines an hour. I made like $6,000 or $7,000, and I made $14,000 in a year, okay? And I'm a pretty prolific voice actor. I know a couple of other famous voice actors who are more prolific than me that told me if we went on strike, they wouldn't be able to keep their houses or be able to afford anything because while the work is prolific, you lose money on the back end. But what I'm trying to say is that, first of all, every performance, if there's a copy of it, deserves a residual. And I can understand the producers wanting to make their money back and be able to continue to make games. And I think after that, there should definitely be a residual on the back end. If you use Grand Theft Auto as an example, if I made the kind of session money that I would normally make on a game like that, it could be anywhere from $800 a day times $10,000 to $20,000. You could, but that game makes, I think, like $5 billion a year worldwide. So it doesn't matter if I made $100,000 on it, and you say, well, that's enough, too bad. It doesn't matter if I made $10,000 on it. The point is that if a game is hugely successful, the traditional model for entertainers in Hollywood and for actors in general is that we get a residual for all that success. And if I don't deserve a residual on a video game, Tom Cruise doesn't deserve a residual for his feature film, is my personal take on it. That's my personal opinion. So that article implies that it's a cush job and that we can make so much money. If I had just had video games in 2014, I would have made $14,000. I can't live on 14. My rent for the year is like $30,000. So, and that's in Los Angeles. So,
now you mentioned working doing dubs, and of course, a lot of people know you from your dub work.
By the way, just before I forget, I didn't include all the other things in the contract that are up for negotiation, like vocal stress. Right. And I worked non-union on Dragon Ball Z for years, and I would do 12-hour days, which is way beyond the union. And I haven't permanently damaged my voice, but luckily I did not. But there are a lot of other things involving the strike that are very, very important for mocap actors, which I am not one currently, and vocal stress, et cetera, that they just simply don't want to budge on.
Well, describe the difference between recording a dub session and recording a video game session, and how much more stressful would a video game session be?
Well, it is much more stressful. Here's why. Because on a dub show like Dragon Ball Z, I'll do 30 or 40 cues an hour. That would be a cue would be a line, anywhere from 6 to 12 words. On a video game, I'll do 100 cues an hour. So I'm blasting my voice 4 hours straight solid. When I did my first Fallout session, I played one of the ghouls, and I couldn't talk after that. And I wasn't pissed at that. I'm used to not being able to talk after a session. But if I permanently damage my voice, or I can't work the next job the next day, and I'm losing work, and there's no residual compensation on the back end, you're screwed, and you just blew your performance, and now you can't work for several days, or sometimes for several weeks. And that depends on the actor. So I guess my point is that I get all the dynamics of why a company would not want to pay a residual in terms of longevity, but what I don't understand is if you've got $5 billion and as one game as an example, and you're only paying X number of $1,000, I just think it's kind of a ripoff. So, and I'm being broad in general, and people probably pick my argument apart here on this radio show. So for all you haters out there, fuck you in advance. But because I don't have all the data right in front of me, and I'm speaking off the cuff, so cut me some slack. But I am saying that philosophically, my fundamental philosophical principle is you make a copy of my voice, I get a residual. Period. And it doesn't. The actors aren't even asking for millions of dollars. What people don't realize about the strike is that what we're even asking for, and I don't have those numbers in front of me, is not even just like tens of thousands or millions of dollars. It's just like, I think it's like half a session fee after you sell so many units. That's like an extra $400. It's not a ton we're asking for. So it's a preposterous notion that they would say no to any of our demands, because we're not asking for a lot of money. We're not asking for decent money. We're asking for just the philosophical honor, practically, of honoring a residual of the game blowing up and you giving us a bonus payment on that residual. And SAG needs to support us on this, and they are. And you know, we had like a 96% vote to strike. And we're not. And my attitude is, I don't know if it's SAG's attitude. My attitude is, look, if your game didn't make any money, you know, or if you just broke even, that's fine. I get it, and that may not be part of the negotiation, so I don't officially represent SAG in any way. And this is my personal opinion. But I'm like, if you make a bunch of money, and I made $800, and you got millions and millions, and it's part of I'm the main character, it's part of my performance. Grand Theft Auto is a great example, because those three actors, who are fantastic actors, drive that whole story. That is a huge, huge thing. And I don't know what they're getting on that, but I'm guessing that it wasn't what they deserved. So, you know, we're not trying to take down the producers and take all the money. We want them to be able to make games. We want them to have profit. Someone also make this other argument. Well, the animators only making, they're working slave hours and making $40,000 a year or whatever. And I do have tremendous, animators and coders are unsung heroes, and they do deserve more. And we encourage them to band together and unionize and strike. But there's the difference. Every single video game is a job interview and audition. Every single one. So it's not like I auditioned for one game and they said, hey, you're going to have a year's worth of work at $40,000 or $50,000 for a salary just to have your voice on retainer. It's like, here's 5 or 6 sessions, here's 10 sessions. You make, you know, $5,000 or $10,000 if you're lucky. And then you're done, and you got to audition for the next one. You get the next one, the next one. And then the game goes on to make 50, 100 million. And you're like, hello, what's the deal? So I am not rich. I do not own a house. I only was able to buy a nice car last year because Funimation took care of me on the movie. But Dragon Ball Z, I never broke 20K in a year until last year. Okay? And my first season of 77 episodes, I made $3,000 because they were paying me hourly. So the dub industry, nobody's making money. The video game industry, now $890 for a session. Yeah, I made $890. I didn't have any video games. I had one Sophia the First session this month, and Sophia pays residuals. My first residual check for Sophia the First from Disney, which I did a bit part, it was over 3 episodes. I made more that first on residuals, like $5,000 or so. I made that, which was more in my entire first season of Dragon Ball Z. So I'm not slamming Funimation anymore, obviously. I love Funimation now. In the early days, it was really awful. But there's still a whole dub industry still that way, and the video game industry is not much better. In fact, it's not better because you're doing more queues an hour. You're doing more than 4 times the queues an hour. So it probably roughly ends up being the same. But fundamentally, all I'm saying here is like, copy my voice, you're making money, I get a residual. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it's something that's trickling in nicely.
And that seems to make sense, and that's the way that Hollywood has operated for a really long time. Yeah. And you know what? You guys are the talent that drives a lot of these games. You know, you guys are the characters that, you know, yes, there is mocap, yes, there is graphics, but like, you guys embody the characters.
Yeah,
and I really, really appreciate that. Sean, I know you got to go. I really appreciate your time. Let my audience know where they can find more about you.
I only thing I have on social media right now is my Twitter, which is at Sean Schemmel, SeanSchemmel. There's an old Facebook fan page up that I don't really look at because I'm not on Facebook anymore. I think all the social media is actually sociologically and psychologically bad for us and creates narcissism and all kinds of other jealousy and shit. But that's just my own personal opinion. I love my fans. I love interacting with them. But if I had my way, I wouldn't have any of that because I'd rather just focus on the acting. But it is a nice way to be able to interact with fans, and I do appreciate it. It's just that I get a little weirded out about social media. Call me an old man or something. I don't know.
Sean Shimmel, thank you so much for your time today.
Sorry, I got to run. Thank you so much. Hope that was helpful.
And again, thank you to Sean Shimmel for his time out at the 2016 Alamo City Comic-Con. And I just want to kind of double back around to a point that Sean made that I'm not sure if it 100% translated, but you know, one of the first things that he said is that every video game is an interview. Okay, now I've thought about that, like what exactly that meant, right? When you get work for a series like Dragon Ball, you can kind of guarantee, like, unless they go with a big casting change, like, I'm going to do as many seasons of this as they're going to run on English television, right? Like, you can kind of rely on the long-term work from a lot of that if you get cast as a certain character, right? When he says every video game is an audition, it made me think back to a lot of the legacy voice actors and how rare it actually is that someone gets paired with a character and then stays there. Like, the video game industry is notorious for switching people out in terms of voice casting.
Yeah.
And making very odd voice casting decisions. And so I think what his point was that getting cast as a character in a video game does not carry the same long-term weight, because guess what? When they come back to make, whatever it is, part 2, I'm going to have to audition for that all over again.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I'm probably going to have a little bit of an advantage because I got the role the first time around, but that's not a guarantee. It's not a lock. It's not a lock. And, like, a lot of these sorts of decisions, I think, are things that the voice acting community and the voice acting industry is fighting for. And I think that that's an important thing to realize, and it's an important thing to kind of point out and make sure is clear. You gotta audition every single time for every video game. There's no long-term casting for that shit. And when you do a video game, that's like maybe a couple of weeks worth of work, and then you're done.
Also, try to keep in mind, too, like, when it comes to big blockbuster AAA titles, like, EA, BioWare is going to have all the Mass Effects, right?
Right.
But when you look at something like Ratchet and Clank, how many times has that switched hands?
Right.
Entirely different companies. Why would they care about bringing on the same exact voice actor?
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of times you get lucky, but, I think that that's a really important thing to realize, especially in the day-to-day work of a voice actor, is that the actual work, the stuff that they get paid for by the session, or in some cases, in Sean's case, he said by the hour when he started first doing Dragon Ball Z, is that you get done with that session. That's a week's worth of work in terms of what you have to do, and then you're done. You've got to find another gig. You got to find another thing to do. It's not like that is going to take care of you. That performance is going to take care of you long term. You're not getting any residuals. You're not getting paid on the back end. You got your session fee. Now you're done. Your voice has got to heal. And guess what? One Piece needs someone that needs to come in and do a dub. I should audition for that. Fucking, why do you think that so many, there are so many subpar projects out there? I mean, like, these guys got to work, man. Mm-hmm. They got to work. Not everything can be fucking incredible all the time. And the thing is that most of the time when you're hiring people like this, you are paying for good work. I mean, I can't remember the last time Sean Shimmel did not put forth a performance where I was like, that was good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what you pay for. You pay for their level of professionalism. And what do they actually pay? Less than $14,000 in a year? Are you shitting me?
Yeah. Look, I'm telling you right now, 100% Jennifer Hale in Mass Effect made that game for me.
Right.
Like, the differences between her and Mark Meer, no offense to Mark Meer,
Right.
but Jennifer Hale is all different kinds of leagues above you, and it made that. She is my shepherd.
And if you found out, and if you found out that she only got paid $14,000 for that performance,
that's fucked up.
That's it.
That's fucked up,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're walking out of that performance with $14,000, you've still got work that you've got to do. You can't just sit up and put up your heels.
Yeah.
But yet Kiefer Sutherland can shit out a movie once a year or lazily act in a fucking NBC sitcom, whatever,
or John C. Reilly can just mimic the work of whoever did the actual voice training or whatever for
Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah. And then gets all the credit for it, too.
Gets the credit, and they get a residual check. Every time.
It's bullshit.
Because it's written into their contracts.
And I think
this is only fair that voice actors get the same consideration.
Well, and think about $14,000 too. $14,000 to us doesn't seem like enough money. Imagine what it is for someone who's out in LA.
Yeah,
where the cost of living is astronomical compared to here.
I made more doing retail last year than Goku made
doing Dragon Ball Z,
and he lives in Los Angeles.
Yeah. I mean, and it's support, look,
we need to spirit bomb him some money, guys.
I mean, you would think that someone like the voice of Goku, he would
be living large.
He'd do Goku and that's it.
He could live off of Goku, yeah.
Right. No, he's got to do other work like Pokemon and all this other stuff. And I'm just saying, he's at the pinnacle of what this industry can produce. He's at the most visible role in all of anime, arguably.
Yeah.
And he can't live off of that. He's got to do other work outside of Goku.
So for
how insane! What fucking world are we living in? This is insane.
So for all these people that I've had this conversation with, and they're like, okay, but at least he's doing something he loves. It doesn't matter if you're not making the money to do it.
Exactly.
Well, we're doing something we love right here, but if this was all we were doing, we wouldn't be able to wake up in the morning and be like, oh, well, I'm doing something I love, so that's going to fill up my stomach.
Yeah, well, we come out here every single week, and we do our show, and we talk for 6 uninterrupted hours, and it's not a problem for us.
Not a problem? Yes, it is. Very often it's a problem.
Last week was a problem.
Well, that's only when you don't know what the fuck to say.
Yeah, that's an entirely different problem.
Totally
it's called
different problem.
Not having talent.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So before we wrap the show up here, I wanted to talk a little bit about and share some of my stories from out at Alamo City.
Would you please?
Yeah, because the thing is I haven't shared any of them with you guys.
Saving it for the show.
I didn't share it in the host chat because a lot of these stories are just too long to type. They're too involved to end up typing. And when you guys got here, it didn't end up coming up in the conversation. So I wanted to share some of my Alamo City ComicCon stories. So the first thing was that the planning for this was just one of the craziest things that I've ever experienced, because I didn't even know what hotel I was in until I was in San Antonio. I was in an airplane on the way to Texas going, I don't know where the fuck I'm staying. And that is a little bit terrifying, but...
Gets in the taxi. Where you going, buddy? I don't know.
I have no idea.
To San Antonio.
See, but the thing is what was awesome is that right as soon as I got to baggage claim, I immediately saw dudes in Alamo City Comic-Con t-shirts. I'm like, I think you're the guy I'm supposed to talk to.
Were they?
Yes, they were.
Good.
And so my flight got delayed by 3 hours, right? Which, when a flight gets delayed by that long, yes, it's a pain in the ass, but at the same time, it's you do your work. I would rather be delayed by 3 hours than being sent up into the air with a broken
SAML flange.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ.
So after being delayed for 4 hours, my friend Jen and I were out at Alamo. Her flight was a couple hours after mine, so I just waited there at the hotel. So I got to see a couple of waves of celebrity guests come through the hotel, or not the hotel, the airport, the baggage claim. Mm-hmm. And one of them was Ric Flair. Right? I really wanted a Ric Flair story this weekend, and I got one, not directly though.
Okay.
So
are you stealing this story then?
No. There is there's maybe
You're not co-opting a story, are you?
I'm not co-opting anything. That's just my straight white maleness coming out. Okay.
Check your privilege.
That's right. There's half a dozen guys and they're all in Alamo City Comic-Con t-shirts, and Ric Flair is people are paying attention that it's Ric Flair walking through baggage claim. Of course, it's Ric Flair. How could you not, right? It's not like he's walking through baggage claim going, woo! He's not doing that, but everyone is like, oh my God, is that fucking Ric Flair? Holy shit, what the fuck? People are just losing their fucking minds. And everyone in an Alamo City Comic-Con t-shirt, everyone. Ric Flair's got a roll of 20s, and he's flicking 20s at anyone in an Alamo City Comic-Con t-shirt. Licking his thumb and flicking a 20 at him, right? And a couple of the guys were like, no, dude, you don't need to do that. And he flipped into Ric Flair mode and he'd go, take the fucking money. I saw him do it twice and I was like, oh shit, that's really Ric Flair. That's fucking crazy. What the fuck is happening? That was my initiation to Alamo City Comic Con, right? And so I'm like, this is fucking surreal. Dennis Haskins, the actor who played Mr. Belding in Saved by the Bell, just like hanging out at the baggage terminal with me, like just shooting the shit, like I'm someone important. It was weird. And so finally, you know, what is happening here? You can't be sly.
You will be happier not knowing what they're doing.
You can't be sly at all when you've got
Googling
cameras.
Ric Flair.
Oh my God.
I didn't want to interrupt and be like, for the uninformed, who is Ric Flair?
I told you you'd be happier not knowing.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
You have an iPad sitting in front of you.
It's so hard to navigate.
God. So yeah, Dennis Haskins, the guy who played Mr. Belding on Saved by the Bell, just kind of like hanging out. And finally we get escorted to the hotel. And what I didn't realize is that, you know, like they said, we'll cover your hotel costs. I was like, okay, like I need to book a hotel. They're like, nah, we got it. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but okay, sure. I did not realize they rented out like every single room in this hotel and just put all of their guests up in there, like all of their guest stars. And so I was staying in the same fucking hotel as all of the celebrity guest stars from Alamo City Comic Con. So
moving on up.
What hotel were you at again?
No, I'm not. Yeah, no.
Was it a nice one? Or
it was a very nice hotel.
Was it Motel 6?
No.
Okay.
It was a very nice hotel.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
Very nice hotel. So, you know, it was very, very odd to go to, you know, like they had Whataburger serving lunch or serving breakfast in the morning. So it was really weird to go get your Whataburger breakfast burrito and then end up sitting down next to, you know, like fucking Christy Swanson. Like that.
And you're sitting there being like, oh, crap, I gotta be cool.
Like what?
I don't want to be that guy.
Like what? Like one of the dudes from Image Comics like sat down and talked to us one morning for breakfast, and I was like, "This is wild." So you know, that was kind of cool to have access to the celebrities in that way. And then, you know, we got there and everyone, you know, they've got their booths and they're doing like, you know, the $20 pictures and like the autographs and all of that. And, you know, I was getting liners and trying to do interviews and everyone was super nice. Like everyone that I got to meet was extra super cool. And they just, everyone treated me with such hospitality. So while I was at the hotel, that's where I had the strangest run-ins though. Because you know, if you're behind the booth, right, like that, there's sort of like a context there, right? You're like, I'm on this side, you're on that side. We know who each other are.
This is a fan talking to the star,
right? But when you're just all in the same hotel room or not hotel, and when you're just all in the same, when you're all staying,
what really happened in Alamo City?
When you're all staying in the same hotel, like that, the context gets stripped away. So you're like, oh shit, Tom Kenny's just sitting here talking to me at the bar. This is fucking phenomenal.
Who's Tom Kenny?
The voice of SpongeBob and Ice King. And
I love Ice King.
And tons of others. I mean, like Tom Kenny is like, he's like one of my favorite voice actors. He was also on Mr. Show, which is like one of my favorite sketch comedy shows ever. And, you know, like he's just hanging out at the bar and I talked to him for a few minutes. It was really cool. Like, you know, I got the lowdown on the fucking Rocco's Modern Life reboot. Like he told me some shit about it, and I'm fucking super excited about this shit.
Oh, tell us right now.
I can't.
Did he swear you to secrecy?
No, it's just because he didn't do it on the record, like I would feel weird going and repeating that.
Yeah, you don't want to be like Easton Ellis and get people all up in arms with the new Batman movie.
What?
Apparently, he told a story that the Batman script is like fucked.
Yeah.
And some producers said something like, "Yeah, we know there are errors, but it doesn't matter because people are going to see it anyway."
Dang.
And then the next next day, East Nellis is like, I really wish I wouldn't have said that.
Look, everyone knows about the Rocco reboot. Like Nickelodeon
reported on that a couple weeks ago.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, Nickelodeon had officially said something, but like I got to hear a little bit about that, which is that's so cool. So there was one night Jen had some microwave popcorn and was like, "Go find a microwave because we don't have a microwave in our room." I'm like, "Okay." So I thought,
yeah, I don't have a weapon noise in here.
I thought, like, of course, like, they're not going to put the microwave in, like, a super common area. Like, it's going to be somewhere off to the side, right? And I went out without any shoes, and I'm, like, not thinking really anything of it. I'm asking, where's the microwave? And the guy points to, like, right outside the restaurant. I'm like, motherfuck. So I don't bother to go get shoes, and I just throw the microwave popcorn in, and I'm waiting for it to pop, and here comes Tom Kenny around the corner, and he looks. I'm like, "Hey, Tom, what's going on?" And he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" He looks at me and looks down at my feet, looks back up at me, and goes, "Microwave in your shoes?" I was like, thought maybe they'd taste better if I did. I don't know.
Well, was that your response?
Yeah.
All right.
I was like, yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to be weird. You want some?
I mean, do you not? Am I alone with this?
It was hilarious. I was walking down to the vending machine one night, and I round the corner to the vending machine. I literally ran into Ralph Macchio. Ran into him. And it took me a second to realize, like, oh, fuck, that was the fucking Karate Kid. What the fuck? It's like being in the most bizarre Twilight Zone episode of your childhood. You know what I mean? We came back from one of the after parties, and there's just Shannon Elizabeth hanging out with her little dog. Little dog's about that big. Little dog's running around the fuck, and it's like little, it's like, her name's Princess. I'm like, Shannon Elizabeth just told me her dog's name. What world am I living in?
And it's Princess.
And what the fuck is going on? Marky Ramone.
2 out of 10 for Princess.
Marky Ramone just hanging out, talking to the voice of Squidward. In what world does that happen in?
The Comic-Con world?
Dude, it was great. It was surreal. It was truly surreal. Like, it made me go, what the fuck? Several times.
It made you go, we need to do more of this?
Several times. Yeah, it was, I mean, like, it actually was very cool because, like, you did get to kind of see, like, why the celebrity guests would have fun. Because, like, a lot of these people worked on projects together. They know each other, and they get to see each other again. And they get to hang out with each other. And it's very familiar. It's very, if people were hanging out in the lobby, they were very approachable. Mina Suvari was one. We ate dinner next to Christy Swanson, her entire fucking family, and Shannon Elizabeth joined him halfway through. It was like something out of a fucking dream. It was bizarre, but very, very cool. And again, I do want to thank Alamo City for the opportunity to go out there. Again, they had given me a task, like I was supposed to announce a thing out there,
and you failed.
And they said it wasn't ready, so I basically just treated it like a vacation. I was a convention goer like anyone else. I went in cosplay.
Who'd you cosplay as?
So I had a bunch of different ones. The first day was it was a gender flipped Bulma because Jen was doing Goku.
So you called yourself Bulky Bulma.
Burly Bulma.
Oh, Burly Bulma.
Because I still had the beard. I had not shaved the beard at that point.
Coincidentally, no pictures.
No pictures.
Yeah, funny how that.
Kooky.
Do you still have the outfit?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, good.
I do.
Good.
You know
I
what?
need to grow the beard back though.
I bet you Kooky can find a picture. If anybody can do it,
yeah,
Kooky
go for it.
can do it.
Like, the thing is that we got stopped for pictures in that costume so often that's why we didn't think to take a picture. The other ones that we ended up doing were Laura Palmer and Dale Cooper.
Sam and Dean Winchester.
She
gave you a temporary tattoo?
Yeah,
that was
dead. She's dead.
Yeah,
You're
I
don't
want, not Sam. You would
but
be Dean.
I don't watch Supernatural at all, so I couldn't even put up a fight on that one. I was just like, yeah, do whatever. That's fine. That was like, oh, you actually have the clothes that could be appropriate for this. Let's do it. And then what was the other one? We did another. Oh, it was fucking Sheriff Hopper And
in 11.
Yeah, no.
The kid with the hat.
No. Joyce Bayers.
Okay, yeah.
The Christmas lights.
That makes sense.
Christmas lights woman.
Yep, okay.
The Winona Ryder character. Yep. So that was our sort of like pair, and like we had found so many. Like there were a bunch of 11s, but there was one 11 that we had found with a Barb, and I was like, Barb. Yes, I need to get a photo with Barb. There was another guy
Dead Barb or live Barb?
Live.
Oh.
Yeah. But the three Stranger Things kids were there. Like, we got pictures with
which I heard that they are hilarious.
They are hysterical. They are really, like, for being 15 and having so many people that, like, want to, like, stand in line to pay you $20 to have a picture taken with you. They're so nice. They're such nice people.
One of my favorite things to read was apparently how all the kids were terrified of the guy who played Hopper during filming because he was always in character. And it wasn't until afterwards, like, going around that they realized, oh, he's actually a cool guy.
Yeah. I like that actor a lot. He was in 6 Feet Under.
He reminds me of somebody else. I'm pretty sure that's the first thing I've ever seen him in, but he just reminds me so much of a few other actors that it's uncanny.
He's got a little bit of Nathan Fillion in him. Like, there's a Nathan Fillion-esque quality to him.
Yeah, that's
what I thought. No, I like him a lot. I've liked him since 6 Feet Under. I thought he was a really, really good part of that show. And I really enjoyed the opportunity to get to know some of these folks and to hang out with them, just get a few moments of their time. And the thing is, getting to know so many voice actors was really, really cool because I got complimented on my voice a couple of times.
By Goku.
Not just by Goku. I did get complimented by Goku. And I actually have a recording of this. This is before. This
is what he's going to beat off to later.
He had told me this. He had told me this right before we had gotten the liner with him, where I had this whole spiel like, "Hi, my name's Nate. I'm the producer of a podcast and soon to be nationally syndicated radio show."
Spoilers.
And I would, would it be possible to get a quick liner with you? And 99% of the time we got a yes. And it was like a really cool way to have an experience with some of these folks without having to like be like, I don't want to pay the $20,
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. But when I went up to Sean, I introduced myself, did the whole thing, and he was like, God, you've got a great voice for it, man. It's like, it's almost so good that it's disingenuine, right? Like, he's like, it's hard to tell if you're being sarcastic or not. And I'm like, I get that a lot. Man, that's
Hentai Girl says that she loves your voice.
Oh.
It's silky and slimy smooth like a tentacle.
That's fair. Okay.
I added in that last part.
I figured. And then the other compliment that I got was from Ned Luke, the guy who plays Michael on Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, which is, again, it was completely unprompted. I go up and I do the thing, and he stops and he looks at me and he goes, fucking hey, you got the fucking voice for it, dude. And I'm like, whoa, that's like a way bigger compliment than I was prepared for, but thank you, that's awesome. And he goes, Solo, like Solo's at the booth over there, his co-star in GTA, and he goes, do that thing that you just did. And I was like, what, talk? And he's like, listen to this dude's voice. And Solo goes, God damn. And I was like, you know what you guys need to do? You need to tell fucking everyone at Rockstar, because if I could work with Laszlo, I would think I might die. Like, Laszlo is like one of my fucking heroes.
Best parts of the entire saga.
Yes, but like the fact that he knows how to satirize radio in the way that he does, like he's like on another level of brilliant for me, because not only do I get his broad stroke jokes that everyone gets, but like he's making little tiny in jokes that only radio nut jobs like me would ever possibly get, and I just fucking love him for it. I love his work. So get complimented by those dudes, that was like hugely validating for me.
As your friend, and obviously, like co-host, co-worker, blah, 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 whatever as well, I'd also like to say that you also have a face for radio.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Appreciate it.
Because you're ugly.
You're ugly.
Yeah. I've never heard that one before.
Really?
Did you just come up with it?
No,
pretty brilliant.
I'm sure I've said it before.
Pretty brilliant.
I think me and Robbie collaborated on that because I was thinking it too.
Good job.
Telepathic collaboration.
Yeah.
Good job.
Telecollaborate.
Good joke, Callie. Good joke. I like it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Woof.
Oh my God, he is here.
Yeah. What's up?
Have you said anything this episode yet?
When I was being lambasted earlier, yeah.
Wait, what?
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
You doing okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you sulking?
No, currently I'm just questioning Chris's conversation with people in the chat.
I've not been paying attention.
You don't.
What'd he do?
He found out that hentai girl is a girl, allegedly.
Yeah, and he's being a creeper about it.
Yeah, and I'm thirsty.
Wow. You are really creepy.
Who?
You.
Me?
You.
What are we talking about?
I'm just reading the chat log.
It's really bad.
You're really creepy.
It's very distracting.
Why?
And
you don't
believe
need.
me, I know all about swallowing.
You don't need to do
Damn
this.
it.
No. Don't try to turn this back around on Callie.
Anyway, yeah, Alamo City was great, and I really appreciate I really appreciate those guys for sending me out there and allowing me to have such an awesome vacation. It was really cool, and of course to everyone that I got to meet and that I got to know out there. I rode the shuttle back with David Faustino. That was crazy.
Who's that?
Bud Bundy.
Bud Bundy from Married with Children. Right?
I know him.
He's so short. He's just like he's.
Oh yeah,
he's a really small dude, but he was really nice.
Yeah,
like
I don't doubt that.
Every single person that I met out there was really nice, really generous with their time.
Oh my God.
And just, I mean, like the thing is like when they would meet you, you really got the sense that like they were very genuinely excited to meet you. That they weren't just shaking your hand like, oh, hey, you recognize me from the thing that I used to do, but that they were really, excited to get to know you. So that was very cool. So thank you, big huge shout out to Apple and everyone over at Alamo City Comic Con for that experience. And yeah, I hope you guys consider going next year, because let me tell you, it is one of the biggest comic conventions that I've ever been to in my entire life. I've been to obviously the Fan Fest. I've been to local comic and anime conventions. I've even been to some out of state, and there is just nothing that measured up to it. It was huge. It was really fun to
a lot of my
to get everyone.
Cosplayers I follow on Facebook were out there too.
Yeah,
that weekend it was like at Alamo City.
A lot of super talented people. Like you said, cosplayers as well as celebrity guests were hanging out there, and it's just a really cool opportunity to get to know some of some of these people who we've known their work for so long. Comic book conventions are really like the only way that we can honor those people. You know what I mean? Like, where else do you get the ability to meet Tom Kenny? Like, that's awesome. Like, that's fucking amazing. And I think like 90% of people that don't really give a shit about SpongeBob or about Adventure Time or whatever, like they wouldn't give a shit. But there you've got a ton of people lining up and wanting to, get to know you. It's also really cool. Brian O'Halloran remembered me, Dante from Clerks. He remembered me when I like running out of the building that I worked in and going, try not to suck any dick on the way through the parking lot. And he goes, like, I'm halfway through the story. He goes, I remember you. And I was like, yeah, funny story to that. Walking back into the radio station, really different atmosphere. Like when you run out of the front door of the place that you work and yell at the person who is just being interviewed on the air, try not to suck any dick on the way through the parking lot. Like, you really need to be sure that is a reference that you can quote. Be sure that you can bring it up on YouTube, because that's the only thing that I think saved my job that day. And he was like, dude, that's really funny. He was like, did you ever get fired for it? I was like, yeah, it took 3 months, but I did. Also, Jason Mewes, incredibly nice guy. So thank you to all of those dudes for hanging out and treating me so well. That was so awesome. And I would mention, I did get a quick photo with John Barrowman, Billy Piper, and David Tennant, but I don't know anything about Doctor Who, and that was literally, hey, stand for this picture, get the fuck out, and that was it. So I didn't really have an actual interaction with them, but they seemed really cool, and I got to see John Barrowman's butt. Like, he mooned the crowd. So I
damn it, Merlin,
I have that over you. So I guess
fair enough.
Anyway. I think that's going to do it here for Final Encounter Cast, guys. Thanks so much again for your support at patreon.com/limitbreakradio. Again, without your support, this would not have been possible. So thank you so much, and thank you to the support of Alamo City Comic Con. Without them, that wouldn't have been possible either. So thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure. I was happy to do that, and I hope that I get to do that again.
You felt actual happiness for the first time in a long time.
I did.
Yeah, how about that?
A little bit.
You guys made magic happen.
A little bit of validation. Yeah, I smiled.
Don't worry, we'll snub that out.
Anyway, all right. Again, huge shout out and thank you to Sean Shimmel, who gave us a couple of minutes of his time to talk about the SAG-AFTRA strike. Guys, remember, performance matters. These guys deserve your support. You should be way more vocal about it. Don't buy any video games that have voice acting in it. Realize that's a lot of video games, but I don't know. That's just something you could do. I'm just thinking of things that you could do. It's not something that I'm going to do, but I'm just saying. You know,
you should.
Yeah, think about it. No, be conscious of the things that you buy, and don't accept a product that you know has taken a hit in quality because of a company's asshole decision to not properly compensate its talent. That's really serious. Be sure that you know what you're supporting. And be vocal about it. You guys have Facebook accounts. You guys got Twitter accounts.
Tweet that shit.
Say some shit. You know, you guys will say some shit about fucking, you know, about
making
being
fun of transgender signs earlier.
Yeah, or, you know, whatever. Rogan Lives Matter.
Really, all we're trying to do is push Callie one step closer to throwing himself off a bridge, but no, let's make it political and about you.
Look, there's like 4 bridges on his drive home. Why is this hard?
Thank you.
Exactly.
I'm just going to cut his brakes next time.
I'm really hard.
God, jeez.
All right, that's gonna do it here for Final Encountercast, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here at twitch.tv/Final Encountercast. If you like the show, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join us on Sundays when we do the show, but also head on over to finalencountercast.com where you can find a full episode archive of everything that we've ever done. Guys, thank you so much, and a huge shout out to Sean Shimmel and Alamo City Comic Con. Thank you to my crew, Robbie, Callie, Krisha. Huge shout out to Nika, who just wrapped up Extra Life, and of course our interns. We've got Skuro, who's hanging out. We've got our producer, Kooky Persona, and we've also got Len hanging out here in the background. Thank you very much, Len, for all that you do here on the show. That's going to be it for Final Encountercast. I'm Nate. Have a good one. Final Encountercast is a production of finalencountercast.com, Limit Break Radio, and Bender Media Productions. Today's episode was produced by Kooky Persona and Callie Sloan. This show is made possible by the generous Patreon donors of the podcast Limit Break Radio. Opening music provided by Keyboard Kid. More info and music can be found at keyboardkid206.bandcamp.com. Closing music provided by Sobsy. For more info, visit sobsy.bandcamp.com. For links to articles mentioned on this show, check out our live blog at finalencountercast.com. Final Encountercast and its hosts are solely responsible for its content.